Hey everybody, One of Wisdom here. It is now 3:20, Thursday, October 24th, I believe, 2013. Basically, it was still Wednesday night to me. I tried to get the date correct for you. Tonight, did some really cool stuff, namely unboxed LightCore Flashwing and LightCore Tornado. I say really cool, both of those characters very nicely done on the LightCore side of things. In particular, Flashwing. That chick, it's perfect for her character. I mean, her background story ties into it. The slogan, "Blinded by the Light," she puts out a lot of light. It's very impressive. Just took some pictures with the iPad. Still trying to keep that save file in Minecraft going for my nephew. But I do have the pictures. I have added the name. I'm just kind of afraid to put them up on the blog just yet. That said, be sure to check out her unboxing. And showcase her there, and then I also bring her in Tornadoes, just kind of get them side by side on the portal. That said, I thought I would be opening the Series 2 characters, Heavy Duty Sprocket, Super Goat, Pop Fizz, Blizzard Chill, and then I realized there was one other LightCore character. If you think, wait, what are you talking about? You've done them all? That is correct. I have done them all for Swap Force. I have not done them all for Skylanders Giants. Just happen to have two of these right here. This is, of course, LightCore Hex. Why do I have two? Well, if you recall, way back in the day, I put $5 down at GameStop for the 3DS starter pack. Basically guaranteed I was going to get the LightCore Hex. And then again, I prepaid. I mean, as soon as I could, I went in there, I think like a day or two after that Dark Edition was announced. Paid that thing off in full for the Wii U. That's how I got the second one. So I've seen her. I have not seen her at Toys R Us. I don't think. If I have, she's very limited quantities. They've got it divided between Giants and Swap Force. I remember they had quite a few Pumpkin Eyebrow. I don't think they had any LightCore Hex. Target on launch day had like 3 of them. GameStop, apparently, I mean, they must have them, but I guess they were pre-orders. I think they had a peg of her. Which in my local store, that's not much. It might be like 3 characters per peggish, something like that. I'm sure your store is probably similar, just the wall display. You've only got so much real estate, but I think you'll be able to find, I mean, if you didn't get her via pre-order, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find her. But again, this is another one of those deals. It's kind of sad we had to wait. I mean, she is a Giants character, but with the timing with her in America anyway, I know some of you in foreign countries, have had her for forever. You were waiting on like Polar Whirlwind or something. But here in America, it's kind of sad we had to wait this long to get her. On the flip side of the equation, works out well because she, of course, ties in well with Halloween. So we got Twin Blade Chop Chop, LightCore and Legendary LightCore Grim Creeper. We got Roller Brawl. We've got both of the swappers, Night Shift and Rattle Shake, available. So people feel like it's a rush and an overflow of undead element characters. I, for one, can't complain because I would much rather see them all around Halloween as opposed to later on. I think they've done a good job. The only one that would really be springish to me would be Cinder. We don't know when she'll be released just yet. It'll be her Series 3 pose. But LightCore Hex, for better or worse, got her basically, Sunday, October 13th here in America. Some stores did have her out early, and I think she actually would ring out. I know, like Swap Force would come back, hey, don't sell it, idiot, it's not the street date. If they put LightCore Hex out, I think people were able to purchase her, so some got her ahead of the curve. Something I do want to do, let me grab one of those LightCore boxes. Alright, first thing, this is Smolder Dash, it's just the first one I found. I've been pointing out, number one, the angle as opposed to the rounded corner, but I've also stressed there's no artwork on these Swap Force LightCore packages. Similar format here, name, no slogan, the prism break, the holographic effect, everything. Pay attention to the fire element coloring there on the label. Now take a look at LightCore Hex. First thing you're going to notice, obviously, the character artwork is there just like you see, like on Twin Blade Chop Chop here, a Swap Force character. Full-on character artwork. The coloring as well on the Giants, you've got the holographic deal. I guess it does go all the way around, but that's an interesting element. Again, there's actually the light up tag right there, but you know, just kind of an interesting deal that they dropped the artwork for these Swap Force ones. I think it's to emphasize LightCore, in all honesty. Again, ideally, you know, like say when Smolder Dash comes out, you would have Smolder Dash with the really nice artwork here, and then you'd have something that is different. And again, note the placement of another printed on the label LightCore sticker. So I think they're really trying to stress these two things are not the same. Again, that would be a better example when and if I had two side by side. I guess Star Strike again is the best example so far. That said, though, this is LightCore Hex. I'm excited to see what she looks like. I've not watched videos. I haven't looked at pictures. I'm not a rocket scientist, but I'm assuming it's going to be the red on her dress that lights up. You can kind of get that vibe from the artwork as well. Could be her eyes, too, I suppose. Again, I like to keep things a surprise, makes them interesting for me. Anyway, she is Undead Element. Again, Hex right here. Coming around to the back. Totally different than what you're used to seeing out on the Swap Force, but they have the Prism Break logo there, LightCore Power, Flash Bomb effect. Coming around, you see LightCore Prism Break was a feature character. Of course, the overlay orange as opposed to green for Swap Force. Really nice box art there for her in-game screenshot. Preview characters not LightCore, these are just standard. This is Fright Rider, Chop Chop Series 2, Hex Series 2, and Cinder Series 2 form. Of course, all from Giants. Let's go ahead and open her up. I think her slogan is be afraid of the dark. It's been a while. Pretty sure that's right. Having a hard time getting my knife in here. I want to see if she opens like the old timers did. There we go. Probably heard the knife coming through there. Chase McCain is hidden in this one. I did forget to move him a couple of times. What's up? Anyway, same old song and dance. Let's take a look here. Interesting. That's something else they've done. They've done away with that ridiculous instruction sheet. I, for one, won't miss it. And note, her holographic deal was not taped. So, interesting development there for anyone that gets into the excessive details. Coming around, this is nice. I don't have to worry about bending anything. Again, that's why I tell you to cut that if you're trying to save the package. It looks like she's going to look pretty slick. That broke down real well. Again, she is LightCore. Be careful. Don't like grab her by the arm, the skull, the head. Just go ahead, come in at the base. And then what I like to do, where you see my thumb and index finger meet, just work the plastic. Don't actually even pull up on the base. Just bend the plastic. Again, if you keep this stuff and try to repack them for display purposes, might go a different route there. We'll set her down. Really nice looking card. I'm going to go ahead and do the tough part to get out. What I like to do is bend that completely out of the way, come in, and then slide it forward. That seems to be the best way to not bend any corners. We'll go ahead behind that. That was upside down. That's an interesting development as well. But right back here, this is LightCore Hex's sticker sheet. Note on the label, LightCore Hex, there's a QR code and a web code. We will set that down. If we can get that to not glare, which might be hard to do. Given the silver background, I don't know if you can see that. Let me just pop my head over the camera and read it. Power, 100 of 150. Note, this is on the, level 15 cap, which translates to 150, not the 200 level cap, which being, again, level 20. 100 of 150. Armor, 90 of 150. Agility, 50 of 150. Luck, 70 of 150. Add that all up, we've got 190, 240, 310 of essentially 600. So, pretty good stats there. Again, doesn't really correlate much. There's your backside. Again, Skylanders Giants, it is in full swing. I've got LightCore Tornadoes here. Let me get that sticker sheet off. As you can see, Swap Force versus Giants. So, still similar holographic front, which is a really nice touch. Let's see here. Her backstory is kind of like Tornado, kind of short and sweet. We'll go ahead and read that first. Long ago, Hex was a gifted and powerful sorceress who traveled deep into the underworld to confront the undead dragon king named Malfor. Of course, you see him in a lot of the undead background stories, who made several attempts to capture her to learn her secrets. Though she successfully battled the dragon, Hex returned from the underworld changed, having unwillingly joined the ranks of the undead. Many are weary of her since her transformation, suspecting she has used her powerful magic for evil purposes, but Eon trusts her and views her as a most valuable Skylander ally. So, like I said, pretty interesting background story there. Well, at least I think so. Looks pretty dadgum good here. I meant to grab Series 1 and 2 Hex. I forgot to do that. Took a shower while Tornado's video was rendering. We'll have those pictures up on the blog for you at least, but this is LightCore Hex. Very menacing. Looks like she is ready to come in and take charge here. Let's take a look at the details here. Obviously, she's got kind of the red amber fade coming up into the black dress that or robe that we're used to seeing her in. Got one crystal skull in this end. Looks like she probably just shot out a phantom orb there. Shade Master. Nice detail on the hair. Typical Hex look. Pretty menacing eyes. Again, the eyebrows have a lot to do with that. Coming around, the detail on the skull's actually very nice too. That's one thing I think a lot of people overlook with Hex. Those skulls, even in her standard Series 2 pose where they kind of chain around her, and then of course above her head she's holding one, they're all fully detailed. Coming around to the back, there's nice detail on the robe or the dress, whatever you want to call it. I'm not one into fashion to know the difference. Nice hand wraps. Black nails, of course, can't be an undead sorceress without that. And of course, she is planted atop the undead skull. Again, that does glow in the dark. A lot of people new to Swap Force won't be aware of that. Case in point here, this is Toys R Us exclusive legendary LightCore Grim Creeper. Same thing. That's a feature they've kept. They don't glow insanely bright. It's not like glow in the dark Cinder or Sonic Boom, but nonetheless they will glow. If you're bored, stick them in the window and when it gets dark, turn the lights out, or just hold them up to a light and come back in. So that is a nice touch there. We'll stand old LCGC back up. But that's about it. That is her backstory. That's her stats. That's her cards. And now the important part. What does her LightCore pose look like? Right here we've got the trusty old SSA wireless portal. This goes back a couple years now. Look how big it is compared to the new one. That said, going to go ahead and power this thing on. And let's see what she does. Alright, so as expected, got a nice glow there. Interesting thing will be how much light that puts out with total darkness. So let me scoot her back towards countdown. Okay, I think she'll stay there. Let me go kill the lights. We'll take a better look at her. Alright, so this is not quite on the level of the Swap Force LightCore characters. That said, well, there you go. With the portal lighting up, you can kind of see her a little better, although that does take away from the light up effect. The coolest thing, I think, about the placement of the light here, number one, gives off that nice sinister glow, kind of like we saw with Smolder Dash. But number two, check out how well it lights up that skull. To me, that is really cool. The red, I don't quite know where that color came from. It looks good on her. Her phantom orb, they're kind of like green and purplish. The skulls have a different color. Her wow pow is ridiculous. But, again, like I said, I don't really know where this came from, but I have to say it looks awesome, and the way it shines down on that undead elemental base is really, really nice. Again, that's something like if Chill or Drobot had something similar, that would even count for something. Let me try to feel around here is Smolder Dash. I think these two are going to look good together. Alright, on the left is LightCore Hex, on the right is LightCore Smolder Dash. This is quite the interesting duo. That's a great shot there when it's the reddish-orange color on the portal. There we go to total blackness there. That's a nice look for these two ladies. I feel like Smolder Dash is putting out a bit more, actually a lot more light, particularly when we turn it around. Again, the sad thing on Hex with the cloak or the robe or the dress being like it is, you just see a faint glow of light around, as opposed to like what we see with Smolder Dash there, where it's full-on fiery flame. Nonetheless, the giant LightCore figures weren't. I mean, it's one of those things. A lot of people disappointed in them. I think there were a couple of really good ones. There were a couple of figures that could have definitely been better. I think a lot of the deal is just like Drobot, again, the potential that he had, and then Chill just kind of, fell short there. And try to get one more look for you there. I'll bring it close up to the camera. I mean, that looks wicked, you've got to admit. You can't really see Hex or any detail on her, but you can see that skull, and that to me counts for something. I'm sure that must have been what the logic was there, and you have to admit that it almost looks like a flaming skull. If you didn't know, this black area where my fingers are, was Hex's robe or something. So I'll go ahead and get the lights back on for you. And that is that. That is LightCore Hex. Again, what I will do, I'll get some pictures with the lights out. I'll get some pictures of her with her stat card. I'll get Series 1 and Series 2 Hex around her. You can find all that on the blog. Top of the video description box, there will be a link straight to a post that relates to nothing other than this unboxing and information on LightCore Hex. Be sure to check that out. Again, didn't pay anything for this. It came with my pre-order of Skylanders Swap Force, so can't go wrong there. She looks really good. Full light, not on the portal. I'm pretty impressed with her as is. Her LightCore effect, while it would have been nice if maybe it lit her up a little bit better, or you could have done her eyes. I don't think that really would have suited her. I kind of feel like what they did is actually pretty good. It kind of gives off that sinister vibe like we see with Smolder Dash. But more importantly, this is really the first one, and this was a great idea, where the skull is actually lit up. That's really, and especially in that red, like I said, it almost just looks like a flaming skull. It's a really nice touch, I think. Plus, I'm actually kind of a fan of this pose. I might actually like it better than her Series 2 standard pose, in all honesty. But like I said, I'll get some pictures side by side for you. With her out of the packaging, I've got something I've been wanting to do for a long time. More on that shortly. As you might have guessed, it involves the Giants LightCore characters. But I will leave that at that for now. Again, thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe. That'll keep you up with all the latest when I do come to fruition on that little, teased giant LightCore deal I mentioned. You'll be the first to know about it if you're a subscriber. Similarly, whenever we get, Series 3 Chop Chop out, Heavy Duty Sprocket, Blizzard Chill, all the rest of the unboxings we have left, you'll be, in the loop there. Another way to do that, Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+. Again, one of the best things to do is just to actually check the blog, oneofwisdom.com. I get things up there before I post to Twitter, before I post to Facebook, before I post to Google+. So always be on the lookout there. And again, give me a couple of days, but I'll have some really cool pictures of LightCore Hex for you. And like I said, a couple of shots with her and her Series 1 and Series 2 counterparts. That way you can kind of do a comparison if you're just getting into the game. Swap Force was your first franchise entry. You can kind of use that as a little guide to help you track down the two that you're missing. But I will leave it at that, and as Hex would say, fear the dark.